Every second, your body is changing. Cells divide. DNA copies itself. Damage accumulates. And whether you notice it or not, you are aging. But here's the real question. Why do we age at all? And more importantly, can we stop it? Aging is not a single process. It's not one switch that flips. It's a network of biological changes happening simultaneously across trillions of cells. Your body constantly replaces cells. Skin cells live for weeks. Red blood cells live for months. Some immune cells live for days. But certain cells, like many neurons in your brain, are meant to last a lifetime. Over time, three major things begin to happen. Cellular division slows down. DNA accumulates mutations. Cell communication becomes less efficient. Let's start with telomeres. Telomeres protect your DNA during replication, but they shorten every time a cell divides. When they become critically short, the cell enters a state called senescence. A senescent cell is not dead, but it's not functioning properly either. It stops dividing, but it doesn't disappear. Instead, it lingers. And here's the problem. Senescent cells release inflammatory chemicals that damage neighboring cells. Scientists sometimes call them zombie cells. As you age, these zombie cells accumulate, and inflammation slowly increases throughout the body, a process called inflammaging. This chronic low-level inflammation contributes to heart disease, Alzheimer's, arthritis, cancer risk. Aging is not just getting older. It's a gradual shift from regeneration to deterioration. Every second, your cells produce energy, but energy production in mitochondria, the power plants of the cell, creates byproducts. These byproducts are reactive oxygen species, often called free radicals. Free radicals are unstable molecules. They steal electrons from other molecules, damaging DNA, proteins, lipids in cell membranes. Your body has antioxidant defenses to neutralize them. But over decades, the balance shifts. Damage slowly exceeds repair. Mitochondria themselves also age. As mitochondrial efficiency declines, energy production drops. Fatigue increases. Tissues repair slower. This is why aging feels like reduced vitality. There's also protein misfolding. Proteins must fold into precise shapes to function. With age, misfolded proteins accumulate. In the brain, this contributes to diseases like Alzheimer's. In muscles, it contributes to weakness. Aging isn't one failure. It's the gradual collapse of multiple maintenance systems. From an evolutionary standpoint, survival past reproductive age offers diminishing genetic return. If early humans survived long enough to reproduce and help raise offspring, natural selection did its job. Genes that improve youth survival are strongly selected. Genes that only help at age 80, much less so. There's also a concept called antagonistic pleiotropy. Some genes are beneficial early in life, but harmful later. For example, genes that promote rapid cell growth help during development, but later in life, excessive cell growth increases cancer risk. Evolution favored early life advantages, even if they carried late life costs. Nature optimized us for reproduction, not immortality. Now comes the revolutionary part of modern biology. Scientists have identified what they call the hallmarks of aging: telomere shortening, genomic instability, mitochondrial dysfunction, cellular senescence, stem cell exhaustion, altered intercellular communication. Understanding these hallmarks allows researchers to target aging directly. These experimental drugs aim to remove senescent zombie cells. In mice, clearing these cells improved physical strength, organ function, lifespan. Human trials are ongoing. Some cells, like stem cells, use an enzyme called telomerase to rebuild telomeres. Scientists are investigating whether controlled activation could delay aging. But there's a risk. Cancer cells also use telomerase to become immortal. The line between longevity and cancer is thin. One of the most consistent lifespan extending interventions in animals is reducing calorie intake without malnutrition. It appears to reduce metabolic stress, improve cellular repair, activate longevity pathways like sirtuins. Whether it works dramatically in humans remains under investigation. In recent years, researchers discovered that certain genes can partially reset cells to a younger state. In lab animals, partial reprogramming has reversed some markers of aging. This is one of the most exciting and controversial frontiers in biology. Are we close to immortality? Let's be clear. No credible scientist claims humans will be biologically immortal anytime soon. But lifespan is increasing. A century ago, average life expectancy was far lower. Modern medicine, sanitation, and technology have extended human life dramatically. The next goal is not just longer life. It's longer health span, years lived without chronic disease. But even if aging were dramatically slowed, questions emerge. Who gets access to life-extending treatments? Would society become unstable? What happens to motivation when life has no clear endpoint? Aging shapes culture, economy, and identity. Without aging, the structure of civilization itself would change. Perhaps aging is not simply decay. Perhaps it is part of the human condition.